Welcome back, garden friends. I'm not necessarily coming to you where and how I am wanting to for this video. I had planned on doing a seed starting video in the greenhouse, but unfortunately when I walked out yesterday to let all the animals out, this is what I found. Alright, you guys, we have a problem and something's happened. My greenhouse is gone. What happened? What happened to my greenhouse? When I walked out, I was so devastated to see my greenhouse was no longer in the position where I had put it. And I just knew that it was broken and destroyed, and I could not believe what I had seen. Well, I walked out here today to let everybody out, and I find my greenhouse has disappeared, and I just about had a heart attack. But if you look over here, there she sits. So let's go see what the damage is. There's part of it, and then there's the window. And then there are the shelves I built, which these look like they're okay. There's nothing wrong with them. And then here she is. On this side she looks okay. There's nothing wrong with her, but then you come over here. Thankfully, it was not as bad as what I would have thought. I really hated the fact that it was my fault that it did not stay put. See, it had to sit down here in the yard from July till when we moved it, and it wasn't anchored to the ground. So whenever we put it into its final resting place, I did not even think twice about that I actually needed to stake it to the ground because it hadn't moved in months. So I was really upset at myself for not taking the time out of my day to secure it in its proper place. But thankfully, we got it moved, and Philip and the boys helped me get it all straightened out. Significant damage here. And then up there we have pretty significant damage. Philip thinks he's going to be able to fix it though. And then back here you can kind of tell. Back here you can kind of tell that this is kind of out and pushed out. I'm a little devastated that this happened, but I think it's my own fault because there's actually some really long stakes that you put along the edge of the greenhouse to try to secure it to the ground, and I just hadn't done it yet. Honestly, I don't know why. I guess because in my mind I thought that it was going to be okay because it sit back here on the ground with nothing in it and around it for months, and it never went anywhere. So all I can think is that last night we got some really high winds, and it caught it just right and pummeled it quite a ways. But I think that we're going to be able to fix it and save it. So let me show you the stakes that I'm supposed to put along the perimeter of the greenhouse. Alright, these are the stakes. They're about 8 inches. And like I said, my dummy self did not put them in there, so hopefully we're going to be able to get the greenhouse from way over there and moved back in its spot and stapled down and fixed and secure. I think Philip said that he's going to put some wood around the bottom to make sure that it stays intact. Alright, you guys, we finally got this all done again. That was a ton of work, and I was completely devastated when I walked out and seen it out in the pasture, and I thought, oh no, what happened? And I don't know. The funny part about it is the boys seen it down in the pasture last night when they went and put all the animals up, and honestly thought that I had moved it instead of telling me that it was not in the original place. So, but I have it all done, and there is a little bit of damage. There's not a whole lot, and I think it's gonna be fine. We bent a lot of it back in shape and put a lot of the things back. All the panels, they seem to be in their place and doing well by the grace of God. There was no panels broken or cracked or chipped or bent or messed up. So I'm just really glad that Philip was able to come out here and help me get this back in its original place. And this time I made sure that I put the staples in to where it will hold it down. That way if we get any more winds, it will stay put. So hopefully it will. So now I'm just glad that it's back in its place where we can start some seeds. Well, now that we've got the greenhouse all fixed, thank goodness that it all turned out to be okay, I am ready to start some seeds. My Lysianthus seeds that I have been waiting on for like 3 to 4 weeks finally came in yesterday, and I'm so excited to get those started. Alright, we got all 3 of these trays full. We're going to do 36 out of the 50 seeds that I got of the Champagne Lysianthus from Johnny's. I don't want to do all 50 just in case these all don't take. I will have some seeds to at least get a few. And then here we're going to start some coleus just in these 3 rows. And then this one right here is going to be all my cabbage and like broccoli or cauliflower. So we have the MI Garden red cabbage, the green cabbage, the red cauliflower, and then the Italian broccoli. And in here we have most of our celery, which is the Chinese pink, giant red, and then we have the Utah green, and then just some regular green broccoli. Alright, you guys, we're fixing to start seeding these into the seed trays, but I wanted to talk to you about how I'm kind of doing some of these seeds, because not all of them are going to be left into the greenhouse. Actually, the Lysianthus that I got from Johnny's Seeds, we're actually going to seed them here. I actually have my grow light system at my office at work. The reason I keep my grow lights there is because every year I do a tomato program with my little Head Start kids, and it was just easier for me to basically not donate but lend my grow lights to the program. And that way the kids can plant their seeds and then they can see different stages of when they grow. So I do have to utilize that at my office for my personal use and for school. And I don't mind sharing, because it goes for a good cause and the kids absolutely love growing tomatoes every year. But there are going to be some plants that are actually left here in the greenhouse, which are going to be my code hardy, like my cabbages and celery and all that. But the only ones that will be going to my office is going to be the Lysianthus, because it really can't take the temperature drops that we get down in the nighttime. Like in the daytime we get up to 50, and it just like a while ago it was like 85 degrees in the greenhouse. But it also will dip down below 40 or on 40 at nighttime, and I just don't want to take a chance on losing the Lysianthus. And so we will go ahead and seed these up, and then we will head to my office and I will show you guys how I set up my grow light system and kind of give you a little tour of that. That way you can see it, because there'll be a few more things that I utilize at the office, but not many, because my main growing place this year is going to be the greenhouse, and that is why I got it. On Lisianthus, the reason that we are starting it now, because it is about 12 or 13 weeks before our last frost date, is because Lisianthus is a very slow growing flower or plant. So it is literally probably going to take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to possibly even see any type of germination from this. So I want to start it now. That way, whenever we get ready to plant it out into the garden, it's pretty well established and big enough to where it can handle some of the elements out into the garden, because I really want to be successful in growing this Lisianthus champagne. I actually had a white and like a really dark purple one that I ordered, but by the time Johnny's got to my order to fill it, they were sold out. So I kind of missed that opportunity to get that, but I'm very thankful that I at least got one color to try this year, because picking flowers I am totally new to, and I'm just learning as I go. And we'll be getting some updates on how the Lisianthus is growing, and also the plants that are going to be in the greenhouse. Okay, the Lisianthus seeds are a pelleted seed because they are super small. So I want to make sure I'm very careful. These coleus that I got, they're also pelleted, so I figured it would be easy just to sow them both here. And they come into this little bag right here, so we're going to be very careful. Don't want to lose any. So here, I'm just going to put like a little dentation. Not too much. Sorry, I had to get my glasses on, but we will be covering the Lisianthus with Vermiculite, because it requires light to germinate. If you're unsure on what flowers need light to germinate and darkness, there are quite a few of them that have to have light to germinate, and Lisianthus is one of them. So I'm going to put them all in here, and then we are going to cover them and then mist them with Vermiculite. I don't know if you can tell, if you can see those little yellow seeds in there or not, but every one of them has a little bitty pelleted seed in there. Coleus and Lisianthus both need light to germinate, so I'm just going to be sowing these just like I did the Lisianthus, just right on top. We're not going to be burying them. And then I'm going to be putting a layer of Vermiculite on top of them. Okay, I've got my little spritzer here, and I'm going to just water all these in real good. Make sure they're pretty moist. And then I'm going to just take, it's the very fine Vermiculite, and then we're just going to do a very light covering of it. And after we cover it, we're going to give it another little spritz. Make sure they are all wet and watered in. We're good to go. Right, you do not want to forget to label your seedlings. Last year I did not do that, and I had a big mess on my hands, and I will let you know that some things grew and they were not correct, and it was a big surprise because sometimes I get a little bit sidetracked and forget what I did and what I didn't do. Alright, now the only thing left to do is put the humidity dome, and then this one is ready to go to the office underneath the grow light. Okay, the sun is very bright in here right now, so it's not as complex as what the Lisianthus and the Coleus was. You can just put them in about 1/4 of an inch down in the dirt, cover them up, and put the humidity dome in, and then these will end up actually staying out here in the greenhouse. I will not be taking them under the grow lights at the office because these can take the temperature drops at nighttime. Alright, I am done. I am really happy that we have got the first seeds in the dirt for the new growing season of 2021. I cannot wait to see how everything does in the greenhouse and all the new things that I'm trying, like the sooo or the Coleus and the Lisianthus, and we have much more things that we are going to be venturing out to this year in the picking flowers, and I cannot wait to bring you guys along. So it's time to go to the office, get the growing station set up, and get the Lisianthus and the Coleus all nestled into their final resting place. Alright, you guys, we're here at the office and we are going to put together the growing rack with the lights. That way we can get the Lisianthus under the lights and start to grow. I use this 2x4 to sit on the top, just like this. This actually is like one of those little mini greenhouses, and it has like an archway like this, and it's got a green cover that goes over top of it. We get a lot of winds here, so it's not very practical to use that for that, so I just turned it into my grow racks or grow system or whatever. So I do this, and then this gives a place for my grow lights to hang on. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching us start the Lisianthus seeds and the cold weather seedlings. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below on what you're starting in your garden right now or getting ready to start for the upcoming garden season. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, God bless.